Good afternoon, Virgo. This is going to be your weekly reading. I was trying to kind of get ahead of the game of my videos and stuff, and I ended up falling behind because my energy's been really low. I mean, lately, I've just really felt the need to really recharge my battery and spend a lot of extra time getting rest, taking a lot more naps, sleeping in a little bit. It's all part of, really kind of listening to what my body needs and stuff. And I've been trying to do that for myself, and I want to make sure I could give the best possible readings. So that was my spiel. I'm going to go ahead and get started then. The first card that I have is the Three of Coins. And I did want to say that there's a lot of teamwork and group work type of energies that are coming through in this reading. So if it's a situation where maybe on your job you're having to work with others, maybe you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, you're a loner, and now maybe you have some social anxiety where now you're having to kind of put yourself out there and be more confident about your skills. The message that I got with this card is when you're working together on a team, and everyone's being a team player, everyone has their own strengths and their own weaknesses. So don't compare yourself to others, and don't feel like you have to compete with anyone. Because we're all different. Everyone's unique. And, what might be good for you is not good for someone else. So do really express your individuality, even though you are working on a team. Do be confident, and the way that you're self-confident is by releasing any type of fears or doubts that you have, and really getting in touch with just being fearless and not being scared. And just because somebody is better than something than you are does not mean that you're a failure, because we each have our own component that we bring to a team. So there's just a lot of social messages that are really coming out in this reading, and I feel like that's for someone that's being divinely guided, and I'm going to help you work through that. To clarify that, we have this art oracle card, and it says, bad truth makes good fantasy. To be prolific, be versatile. Art is the methadone of the masses. So once again, I really feel like the message that's coming through is to really expand your mind. Don't be closed-minded right now. Really, don't judge anything that's coming up. A lot of times we'll have a situation that comes up and we're like, man, this is bad. But really get away from doing that. Because when you do that, guess what you're aligning to? You're aligning to the fact that, you've got this situation and the universe is working it out. Everything's being divinely guided, and everything is leading you exactly to where you need to be at. And sometimes our soul will test us by attracting different lessons to us. And even if you're working on a team where maybe you're not getting along with people, understand our soul attracts lessons to us. And most of the time, I have found that the people who are involved in teaching us these lessons seem to be in a lower level of consciousness. I'm really seeing past people being evil or people being good. There's just levels of consciousness, and it's just energy. And even though the whole planet is really starting to awaken and become more conscious, and this will indeed improve the earth as a whole, but in the meantime, we still have a lot of people who are operating at lower levels of consciousness. So try not to judge this, and try to look in the mirror. Everyone is our mirror. So if someone is showing you something, okay, let's say they're coming at you from a place of jealousy. Someone is jealous towards you, okay? Really look in that mirror and think about how you might be projecting. I know sometimes when I am dealing with a jealous person, I have attracted that because my ego wanted that. My ego wanted me to just be so fantastic, so great that people were jealous of me. They're envious of me. And then before you know it, you have so-called haters, and then you're complaining about it. Oh, everybody, you know, I've got this person, they're jealous of me, that whatever. But the ego attracted that. You know, the ego really sent that signal out. And on a soul level, our soul wants us to see why it is that we keep attracting these type of situations, and to really be mindful and really conscious about what our intentions are when we do things. And that's how we stop attracting those type situations, and we start attracting higher vibrational situations when we're very mindful about where our energy is, and really responsible for our energy and what we're creating, because we're creating at any given moment. All of the time we're creating. We have the Knight of Coins, and the Knight of Coins is a very slow moving knight. This knight, and I swear almost all of the signs have gotten this knight, and it's all about overthinking and really being cautious. And I'm not taking away from being cautious, but let your guards down. Let your guards down, and sometimes we just have to trust people. Because when you're kind of in that paranoid energy of not trusting people, guess what you're aligning to? More situations to where you feel like you can't trust people. So do clear that, because to clarify that card, we have the Tower card. And the Tower comes down when we really see that a lot of the things we thought were for us were not for us at all. As we align more and more to our truth, and the way that you align to your truth is by really following your heart and really tuning in, and things will fall away by their own accord. But sometimes we are so attached to the things that no longer serve us, we hold on for dear life. Because we don't like change, and we judge it to be failure. Okay, all of a sudden, you're working this job, and you're like, I hate this fucking job. I used to love it, but all of a sudden I hate it. And then your performance goes down because you don't want to be there. You're no longer passionate about it. And then you might have some personalities at work that you're clashing with. That message came up. And so we really judge it. And a lot of times we will stay in a situation way longer than we were supposed to, and before you know it, it's been snatched from you. I know I had, for like the last 6 months that I was at my job that I got fired from in January, I was being divinely guided to leave, but I was too scared because I was like, how will I support myself? This is my security. I'm just gonna stay a little bit longer. And then I lost my job. It was taken from me in January. It was a real Tower moment for me. But if you don't do the steps that you're being divinely guided to do, the universe will just snatch things from you. And we judge it as being bad, but that is so something better can come in its place. We have the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords, and I love this new tarot deck. I actually have read the descriptions of the cards. Usually I don't do that. And the one in the books that I have read on the different tarot decks, all the descriptions of all the cards on the different decks are absolutely different. I mean, the main gist of the card is the same, but it's always a different definition. But these manga tarot cards that I have, I love the descriptions. And the description that I got for this Knight of Swords is that this particular knight, and understand this is a mental energy, is one that's quick to fight for what he believes in. But the message on the card was, make sure that your beliefs that you're fighting for are indeed your beliefs. I know I spent years and years in relationship after relationship being a chameleon. Whoever I was with, I took on their beliefs because I didn't know who I was. Over the past few years, people have been like, Tracy's changed, and she had a midlife crisis. She's had a mental breakdown, whatever. No, y'all didn't even know who I was. I didn't know who I was. I am just now learning who I was. So the message that came through with this card is that if you're going to go fight for your beliefs, make sure you know what they are and make sure that you're being true to those. And the main theme over the past week that I have really been teaching is to really get in touch with what resonates with you on a soul level. A lot of times our parents, our teachers, our classmates, our peers, our neighbors, whoever, we take on their beliefs, and that's our foundation. And that is not a solid foundation because it's not who we are. And then there's cracks in our foundation, and then this tower has to come down. Maybe you were working at a job, for years, and it was something that, you thought you were supposed to do. That's something your parents wanted you to do, or you've always wanted to do something else, but you've always been scared. So the message that's coming through from Spirit is to follow your heart. Really put yourself out there and really get in touch with what it is that you really want to do. A lot of times, I know I was raised in like a small town, and everyone, got married right after school, went and got a job. It was a farm community. If your parents were farmers, you were a farmer. But maybe, you want to be an artist, or maybe you want to be a traveling street vendor like I am. I'm just saying, really get in touch with what would make your heart sing, and stop trying to please others. It's a disease to please. Always put yourself first, always. And we have the 5 of Swords. And this is that energy that I'm getting too of really more or less being a loner, but having to work on a team and maybe not getting along with people right now. As we start spiritually awakening and becoming more conscious, a lot of times we're real sensitive to energy, and so we can feel where other people are at as far as their energy goes, and it can be real repelling. To clarify that card, we have the Dreamer, visions, trance, and apparitions. And you could be having dark nights of the soul and be depressed right now, and dark night of the soul is like the worst possible depression because it's an ego death, and you're facing an identity crisis. You don't know who you are anymore, and it's very painful, and you really have to center yourself. And the information came to me today because I was describing in another video earlier today that my teacher told me that we need to work with our soul energy. That is how we manifest. That is how we step into our power. That is how we really know who we are, and not like these masks and stuff of conformity and trying to please others, all these masks that we put on, but who we truly are. And I feel like I did that over the weekend because I got in touch with that energy, and that energy was always something I was scared of because it almost felt like a nervous energy. And I spent a lot of time with substances trying to cover it up, medications, years ago. This is anxiety. It's not anxiety. It's not depression. It is your soul struggling to come out. And the soul is a very powerful energy, and it's going to come out. And it's going to show itself to you in different ways. Like all of a sudden people just don't, the same people who you used to hang out with, or the same people that you work with, all of a sudden you just don't resonate with them anymore. All of a sudden the job that you're at, all of a sudden it is not satisfying you anymore. It's because your soul is coming out. It wants to, your ego doesn't want you to be happy. It wants you to be in these lower energies and stay in these connections and these jobs and these circumstances that are not going to satisfy you. Your soul, on the other hand, you can have dreams and visions, and a lot of times you think you're going crazy, but I'm here to tell you you're not going crazy. And back to the soul energy, I spent so much time trying to smoke or drink or use substances or take antidepressants or anti-anxiety medicines to kind of dim this. until it came to me over the weekend that that nervous energy that you feel inside your core, that soul energy, it needs balanced. It needs balance, and that means working through your fears. And once you do that, you will see that it is energy, and energy is it can make you feel off balance, but you have to really step into that, and you have to really tap into it, and you have to really face anything that has made you feel nervous or scared or afraid, and balance that energy out, because like I said, that is where your power is at. And soul energy is the most powerful energy. It's more powerful than nuclear energy. We have the Nine of Coins, and the Nine of Coins is all about prosperity. And so there are new opportunities coming to you if you'll take them. If you'll step outside of that box and outside of your comfort zone and really take chances and really get in touch with what will really truly make you happy. We have another social card. This is another social situation card. And really the energy that I'm getting with this is that this is that whole judgment. A lot of times, and this is the energy I'm getting with this card, we think others know more than we do. You know, a lot of times we will go and like read stuff on the internet, or, you know, join groups and really get involved in that, really follow that shit. And don't, the message, I'm trying to explain it. Get your own spiritual guidance by connecting to your soul. Don't assume that others know more than you do. I did that for a long time, where I thought that other people just were like stronger and smarter and more stable than me and more enlightened than me, and I looked up to them. See, you know, this is kind of that energy I'm getting here. But stop putting other people on a pedestal and understand that you have your very own gifts too. Your very own gifts, and stop comparing yourself to others. And if you have been in a competitive type of energy, of that energy I was talking about wanting others to notice you and validate you, and, you know, maybe even be envious of you, be very mindful of that, because that's a self-limiting belief and that self-limiting behavior, and it will block you, and you'll keep attracting shitty situations. All right, I'm learning my Roman numerals. All right, so this is 8. This is strength. And this was that whole energy I was getting earlier about really standing on your own 2 feet and knowing that you are worthy and that others are not better than you. I'm doing these, I have these postcards from Spirit Oracle cards that I got, and bear with me, I need to go to the eye doctor. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. To clarify that card, it says, "Dearest you, miracles never run out. Look back over your life and you will see so many moments of synchronicity when all the right people, the right place, the right opportunities, and the right time just showed up without any of your help. Think back to how you felt just before a miracle happened. You felt you were giving up, but it was more like a gentle surrender to whatever was about to happen. We want you to know there are miracles being concocted for you, and you will never ever run out of them. You just don't get to choose how they come, who will deliver them, when they will show up, and what they will do for you. All of that is our department. Spirit knows what is best for you and wants what is to be expressed through you. You are incredible and amazing and a magnet for miracles. That would be a good mantra for you today. We're on it. Relax. If you only knew how much you were loved. Sigh." See, that's amazing. And we have 2 miracle cards. So miracles seem to be the theme. I'll probably make that the tagline for this video. I have shown you what is blocking you. When you are trying to manifest, set your intention out into the universe and really focus your energy on that, but don't even try to imagine what it looks like. leave that slate clean. It's like a blank canvas for like an artist. That way the universe can paint it for you, because we can't even imagine, we can't even fathom the good things that are coming to us if we get out of our own way and stop thinking so much. So do be in a place of faith. This is screaming right now that you need to be in a place of faith and stop second guessing yourself. You're not crazy. All right, so we have the 10 of coins. And once again, this is all about success. Absolutely beautiful, because look what it clarifies that. Hope is the conduit for miracles. So you have a miracle coming your way. And, you know, and what I'm getting is that it's a situation that you've been worried about for a long time, and you've been stressing, trying to figure out, how is this going to work out? How is this possibly going to work? And the message that's coming through is to don't worry about the process. You don't have to know everything. Y'all know I love my fortune telling cards, and I still do use these, and I'll get to that one. But I have a new deck. These are Gypsy Witch fortune telling cards. And you got the anchor, and the anchor denotes successful ventures in business and in love. And I'm not going to go into like these numbers or whatever, because I read intuitively. But basically the message that I'm getting with this anchor is that you really have to ground yourself and really center yourself right now. And how do you do that? You do that by being focused on the now. Don't worry about the future. Let the past go. Focus on yourself exclusively. Anything that comes up, like let's say you're worried about a love interest, or worried about, you know, something at work that involves someone else, pull it back. Be like, nope, I'm only focused on myself. I'm going to mind my own energetic business, and the only energy I'm concerned with is my own. That's how you center and ground yourself. We have the fish in the emblem of riches through stocks. The fish is the emblem of riches through stocks. So once again, with this card, I mean, there are riches. There is a miracle coming your way. You have the 10 of coins. And this is a physical grounding energy. And I do feel like this has to do with money and finances. You have a breakthrough coming through with money, something that you've been worried about for a while. It's coming to you. But get out of your own way and stop worrying about it. Be in a place of deep faith. We have the courtship card. And the courtship, basically what I'm getting with this card, once again, is that taking your time energy. Take your time and stop being in a race. Everything is not a race. There's a lot of control energy in this card right here, as far as really wanting to see how it's going to happen, really wanting to know all the details. And a message that's really coming through from Spirit in this reading is that you do not have to know all the details. All you have to do is to trust and believe. And also, there's that whole energy of that dark night of the soul, and possibly some depression and anxiety, and really looking at others like they got their shit together more than you. Stop judging, stop comparing, and stop competing, and focus on you. That's how you center and ground yourself. Well, this is your weekly reading, and if you would like to have a personal reading, I will put my details, my email address in the description of the video. And I have said over and over again that I would not do twin flame divine partner readings. So if you are a twin flame reading, we're all twin flames. Everyone has a twin flame. But if you are specifically on a twin flame journey right now, I will be doing twin flame readings. But I'm not doing it the same as everyone else, because from what I know about energy and the ancient truths that I know about the twin flame journey, it can really be detrimental. The readings can, but the way I'm going to do it is different than everybody else. So watch for that. In fact, that'll be my next reading. Thank you for watching.